Your research is actually your contribution, basically, to knowledge. And that's an aspect that most students find very difficult. Your research is the only thing you can leave for an institution. Your lecturers taught you as a student, so you are going with their knowledge. But that research work is your contribution and it's very, very important. However, how do you write a research report that was going to stand out? How do you navigate this aspect of work that students find so difficult? That's the reason for this video. You stay to the end. You are going to understand the basic thing about research generally, how you can navigate your way through and have a wonderful time. So this is Flow Up. You are welcome to the channel. This is the very first time. I want to make you know you are in the right place. We're there with French issues here, French language, French phonetics, and then literature as well as research. How do you go about your research? So once again, you are welcome. Research. Why is your research so important? Why must you devote time to write a good research report? And what are the things you need to take into consideration when you are choosing your research? You see, your thesis or your dissertation or your long essay, or you call it memoir in French, is very germane in the sense that it is what is going to project you. Now, if I want to know about you as an academist, all I need to do is to look at what you have worked on so far. And so you don't just speak it haphazardly. You must be conscientious. You must be very careful and intentional about it. Now, the topic is the most important thing, and because that's the first thing people are going to see. After the topic in your research, you have what we call the abstract or the synopsis, or you call it the resume. That one is inside the work, but the topic is what announces you. How do you choose your research topic? That's the very first thing to note. Number 2, what are the criteria things you must take into consideration when you are choosing a research topic? Before I go on, a particular student from University of Ibadan just some few years ago won the best African research award of $1,000. And then the prof was with us in the seminar some few months ago and was giving us the interesting journey. You know, from the topic to the methodology to the analysis, the data analysis and everything. It wasn't a walk in the park, but she put in the work, and today she's smiling. The same project she wrote to get a degree, that same project earned that scholarship, and she's out there. And so the topic you are going to be choosing must be very, very current and must meet expectation of global standard. Now let's look at some basic things to note when you are choosing a research topic. The very first thing is your interest. Take note of it. No matter how intelligent you are going to get to a point where you are going to be stuck. That is research for you. I'm speaking from experience personally and the experience of others. No matter how intelligent you are, you get to a point where you are going to be stuck. It is that your interest in that work you are doing that is going to keep you going. It's going to keep you pushing. It's going to keep you moving forward. You know, the Christians have a way of saying it, and they normally quote a place in the Bible. They said, many water cannot quench love. So when you talk about research, talk about your love for what you are doing. You must love that thing you are doing. You must be interested in that topic. And so if your research topic is the one that your lecturer gave you, your supervisor gave to you, maybe that's the reason you are stuck. And then you are not even finding a way to go about it. But if it's something you are interested in, remember, many waters cannot quench love. Neither can the floods drown it. So long as you are interested in that topic, you are going to look for a way somehow to get help and ensure you move forward as far as that research is concerned. So the very first thing is personal interest. It must be something you are interested in doing, something that is appealing to you, something that you enjoy doing. Number 1 is your interest, or you say the passion. Take note of that. It's very, very important. You know that. The next thing you are going to look at is the relevance. Now, it's not everything that is researchable. That is just it. Sometimes students bring some topics. I'm going to use French studies, for example, now. That's my feed. And then I'm going to use literature because it's very easy. Students write about literature a lot in our feed. However, we've discovered over the years that most topics are not even relevant. At other times, some of these topics have been overflogged. And so when you write a research report in an area that have been overflogged, in an area that is not too relevant, seriously, nobody will take you serious. And so please, if you want to get a topic, if your supervisor is the one that is the laissez-faire, you might just approve it. But if it's a supervisor that knows his onion, that understands what research is all about, you are going to have issue getting that topic approved. Now, I met somebody some years ago, then I was doing my master thesis and then working as a master's research student. And then she was on her PhD. She has been there for 2 years now. She was still battling with the topic. And most of these issues I'm outlining are the reasons for that delay. So please, number one is your interest. Number two is the relevance. Number three is called feasibility. Now, understand that research takes resources, it takes time, and requires data. So we are going to be choosing the topic. Your interest is not the only thing. The relevance is not the only thing. Do you have enough resources to meet that? Do you have enough time? Research is also time bound. And then your first degree, you have maximum 3 to 4 months. So you cannot be doing a topic that a PhD student is going to be doing. You must take to that time, the feasibility. That's the third thing. Number 14 is the novelty. What is unique? Now, people have been talking about Chinua Achebe's work, that canonical work of literature, and a lot of works, thousands of work, a lot of translations on Things Fall Apart. But it will interest you to know that a particular prof recently came from an angle that is different. There was novelty in what he was doing. Nigeria is currently playing what we call the farmer-herder conflict. People have been writing about it. But in literature, we have scant work as far as that is concerned. And in that novel, there was a farmer and herder conflict. And this professor decided to look at that work as a panacea and write a research paper suggesting that the same approach that was taken in that phase can be applied to resolve the current herder conflict situation in Nigeria. And so you see, though the work is a canonical literature, thousands of work have been done on it, but that is novel. It is a wonderful research work to go into. That's novelty. The fifth thing is your research gap. You must identify areas where you think there is lack of comprehensive research in that work. Like I said, research. It's called research because people have worked on it before, so you are redoing it. So you look for the gap, what has not been done. And then you create opportunities for meaningful contribution. Like that example I gave you of that prof. But that is a gap that has not been filled as far as that literature is concerned. So you can go into that area and do something tangible in that light. So you want to take note of something like that, the gap. The next thing is the significance of the study. Even if you go for your oral defense, they'll ask you, what's the significance of this work? And so if your work is not significant enough, it's not contributing to knowledge, it's not adding to the existing knowledge, it's not providing solution, it's not giving us a way out of a problem or suggesting some solutions, seriously, you would have just wasted your time and not have done a thorough research. And so you want to look at the significance of the study. How can we apply this study to solve issues? How can we apply this study to my field? How can it be applied to ensure that life is better, knowledge increase, and people benefit from it? That is the most important thing. It must be valuable to the world of academia. People want to say, oh, this work is wonderful, we can make reference to it, and now we can cite it. That will make you a scholar, a researcher. So please, you want to take note of that. These are the things you look out for when you are choosing a topic. It's not a rocket science, it's not too difficult. Each of them can meet that particular criteria. Any topic you want to pick that is researchable. The next thing is access to resources. Like I said, do you have enough literature in that particular aspect? You must know that. If you don't have enough literature, sorry, you are going to run into problems. Because it's research, people they must have been working in that area. You are only coming to add to the existing knowledge because you have identified a lacuna, a gap that you are trying to fill. So there must be enough literature. You must have enough data. If you are a scientist, you must have enough equipment to carry out that research. If these things are lacking, please don't go into it because you will not finish a particular work. A simple wisdom, and you don't want to throw it away. The next thing you are going to look at when choosing a topic is alignment with career goals. We just do things at times without considering it. Somebody does a work in first degree on language, and then it comes for second degree, he's doing literature, and then it comes for third degree, he wants to do culture, just mixing things up, and then your publications are just scattered here and there. And so the next thing is, you're going to be an academics at the master's and PG level. This is more applicable to you. Research must align with your career goal. What area are you going to measure in the world of academia? It's important to take that into consideration when you are choosing your research topic at the master's and PhD level. Very, very important. You don't want to joke with that. The supervisory support, your supervisor. Please, this is a very big deal. Every other thing might be on point, but if you miss this one, I just mentioned now, you are going to be in a very big mess. But I've seen students that spent years doing some research that would have taken them limited time because of the supervisory support that was lacking. The research director, the supervisor was not interested in that topic, and then you just approve it for you, and then you continue. Because he's not interested, he will not be committed to that work. There will be no time to look at that work, and he's not giving his full support. That's number one. Number two, some people go and choose topics in area that our supervisors are not conversant with. He must not know it 100% because you are the one in the field. However, he must have enough knowledge in that area to be able to guide you to ensure that you do something meaningful and something scholastic indeed. And so, check out for the supervisory support. Does he have enough knowledge in this area? Number one thing to note. Number two, is he in support of this research? Is he interested in this topic I have chosen? If your supervisor is not interested, make sure you get him interested. You can do that by writing papers with him in that area, collaboration. You can do that by ensuring that you get him some materials that he'll be interested in reading. Just get him interested, because once he's interested, the work is going to move faster. I'm telling you that from experience, personally, and the experience of other scholars I've met in my journey for over a decade now in the world of academia. Finally, what we call the ethical consideration. Ethics. Now, you must understand that research has what we call ethical implication. So you must ensure that it aligns with ethical standard. This is where the issue of plagiarism comes in and all those stuff. So please be very careful. Make sure you are not duplicating somebody's work. You are not doing what somebody has done, claiming to be novel. Because if you are caught, it's going to be a very serious trouble. So those are key things to note. There might be some other ones that vary based on your institution. However, these are global standard and you want to take note of them. So the very first one, like I said, has to do with your interests. Once you're in the topic, make sure it's something you love to do. Number two, relevance. Make sure that it is relevant to current world of academia and the world entirely. Number three, ensure that it's feasibility. You have enough resources and time and data to work on this particular work. If not, you are going to be stuck and it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be funny. Number four, ensure there's novelty. You must not be doing what everybody have done. Though people have looked at that area, but you are coming from a different angle. It's important to know that. The next one is the research gap. You must be filling a gap. Start why novelty is required. Novelty brings out the gap you are feeling. So note that is important. I must be creating the opportunity for meaningful contribution to the world of academia and your field and the entire world. The next one is the significance of the study, and that is in line with the research gap I just mentioned. Is what makes it significant. Then you have resources. Make sure that you have enough time. Don't do a work that will cost you 3 years. You want to do it in 3 months. It doesn't work. You need time for research. And make sure there's enough time when you're choosing the research topic, and make sure you follow suit. And then supervisory role. Make sure your supervisor is on board. I cannot overemphasize that. He must be on board. If not, you are wasting your time. Even if you finish that work, you're going to live with bruises, because in the long run, it will not contribute meaningfully to the work. You might be delayed unnecessarily and spend years that would have been avoided. You spend more resources, and ultimately you can be frustrated and you leave the program. You have wasted your time, wasted your money, and everything. Your emotions invested, gone. So make sure your supervisor is interested. Is key when you are choosing a research topic. And finally, ethical standard, ethical consideration. Make sure your work is original. You are not dubbing from somewhere. Students do that a lot. They leave this school, especially at the undergraduate level. They leave school A, they go to school B in another state, another place, and they dub. We have seen people even at the PhD level, they go and pick people's work and they just try and dub, change one or two sentences. No, that's not research. That is stealing, and that's plagiarism. Make sure that your work meet up with ethical standards. Don't be in the habit of trying to copy people's work. Don't look for the easy routes. Research is serious business, it's serious work. So put in the work, do something new that you are going to be proud of, and in the long run, you are going to enjoy yourself. So this video I'll talk about how to choose a topic for research. I'm going to send you another one on how to go about your introduction, your background to the study, and the key you need as far as your research is concerned. Please subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, make sure you come back for more. I'm going to create a playlist for you just for research in the channel, and you have access to everything I'm going to be discussing. Till next time, hit the subscribe button once again, join the channel, follow the channel, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.